Andrew Yang.
I've now got to Google Andrew Yang. Let me Google him and I'll tell you exactly what I think of him.
I can say whilst you're doing it, he's the guy
I know
that
who he is. Yeah,
yeah.
he's that guy that has all those really racist internet chats, isn't he?
What?
Did you not hear about that? Drone Tech was filling me in. He's got like I think it's Facebook groups and his the chat platform. I'm being a boomer again, aren't I? The one that we had for a while, but we didn't do anything with. You know the one.
Oh, Discord.
Yeah. Apparently, it was a Discord, and it was just full of the worst kind of shit.
Well, that's just Discord, isn't it?
No, that's his channel. Our channel was never full of that stuff.
But yeah, because they just get it all out now, don't they? Whilst we're live, but you go there for it. It's like after you've come in and you have a fag, you're just like, "You're all right, guys. Yeah, I'm all right. Okay, cool. Talk to you later." But the thing about Andrew Yang that he's famous for is what he calls the freedom dividend. He wants to give every American citizen
$1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month, no strings, nothing.
That's not his idea, is it? That's what's his name?
What?
Keynesian economics.
Well, yeah and no. I mean, it's more along the line of universal basic income,
But
and
one of the Keynesian theories was that let those who want to work. Let those who don't have at least a reasonable lifestyle, and the ones that work will end up getting paid more and be more productive. It wouldn't work in SEC, because all those that didn't work would still want everything you had if you went and worked, because that's how it
Well,
goes.
I think the idea is that $1,000 isn't enough to live off, so you still have to work, but it's enough to sort of take the relief. But the issue is always the issue with UBI is if you're starting at a base rate of $1,000 and someone offers you $50 to do a day's work, you're going to be like, nah. I'll do it for 200 maybe. That's the thing. And then what happens when Bernie or Cortez finally turns 35 and Cortez is there going $3,000 a month for everyone, and everyone's going, yeah, we need that.
How many people of working age are there in the United States of America? That's what I'd like to know. I could Google it, I suppose, but I'm sure if you do that math, that's probably quite a lot of money. There's a lot of people living there. Right?
Yeah, it's 100 and something million. I mean, he's costed like half of it, but I mean, and he's right in the sense that it would go into the economy. But what about 5 years from now, 10 years from now? It's just it's the same. And he always quotes Alaska because they get a few thousand a year from the oil thing, and it's like, yeah, I guess so. But these things work on a very local level, don't they? And it's not like Alaska's some booming fucking economy. It's not like they've got some, huge, like it's like New York and then California and then Alaska. It's like, no, it's not really a good test case. The same as it wasn't the recent one in Europe, 2,000 people. They got 2,000 unemployed people. I put them on UBI for a year. And after a year, nothing changed apart from they were just a little bit happier. Oh, wow. They weren't even like...
But here's the thing, in the 2016 election, it's well established that one of the things that helped Trump to victory was people just constantly attacking him personally. Now, you think lessons would have been learned, but apparently Andrew Yang calls him fat and said Trump could only beat him in eating.
Yeah.
He's in for a surprise in 2020, isn't he?
Do you know what? I don't think his ideas are good, but I've really enjoyed his approach up until when he started polling quite well recently. Not enough to win the nomination, but he's been getting up there. He's been, some polls have had him at like 8%, and whereas he's been 1 for ages, 1 and 2. So as soon as he got up, and he's getting recognition, and it is journalists goading him, but they goaded him into the fat comments. They goaded him into something else that was really stupid. I can't even remember what it was now, but yeah, he's getting into that gutter style. But the other side to that is he was crying on camera, talking about the mass shootings, because he started talking about, well, what if it was my kids? And he started crying, which obviously the Democrats love, but somebody said to him, there's no fucking way you're going to ever beat Donald Trump if there's just that footage of you on a loop just crying on stage, because that strength. So that they reckon that it's a political strategy to come across a bit stronger, just basically intentionally be a dick. But I don't know. I think some of his tax reform ideas are good. I think some of his talking points are quite reasonable. If you go on his website, it's good. It's good stuff. It's just fundamentally flawed. Like the automation thing, he doesn't talk about any of the positives, at all.
Just the negatives.
Yeah, it's just like this is going to destroy the American economy, and it's like, well, everyone always says that when new technology comes along. But
I
as
was listening to a scientist. I was driving home late one night. I think it might have been after a show. I can't remember. I know it was late, and it was on talk radio. They had someone. It was an actual science bod, not just one that said, "I'm a scientist" because he builds things in his shed. And he was talking about the future of automation and 3D printing, and how the time will come when whatever you want, you will be able to print. Whatever you want, food, electronic goods, and that will completely change society. But the fear is, one of the things that bothers them is that if you give people everything, what do?
Yeah.
And that's one of the key factors, and that's a very real concern. If you take away aspiration, what happens to people? I think what happens is people are a lot less stressed, but they'll find new things to be stressed about. I guess someone else will have a better printing machine.
They'll be checking on the bins. That's what they'll be doing. I saw someone today. Oh, I don't even want to get started on it. But here's the thing, man. Yeah, it is an issue, and it's always an issue. I'm holding a supercomputer in my hands. In the 50s, this was a supercomputer. If you told someone from the 50s that everyone's going to have a supercomputer in their hands, they would have said all the exact same things that we're saying now about automation. Like, oh, well, what about all the jobs that will be lost and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, but this then creates different jobs, more jobs. People, there's fucking trampoline parks popping up everywhere. There's all the thing is that as the high street dies, services, experiences become more of a thing. And the brilliant thing about that is if you're really into something, then there's more of a chance that you can then create an experience that people will pay for. Do you know what I mean? Rather than doing the shitty work. And again, the thing with UBI, everyone always says, "Oh, it'll automate." It will. So the only answer, and it's the only thing that's ever worked in all of our history, is giving people as much freedom as possible for them to decide what they're going to do. Individuals are going to struggle, but like the quote for the NHS, can't remember the number now. It was X number, thousands of jobs are going to be lost to automation. And the number of jobs that are going to be lost in our NHS to automation is the exact number that needs filling right now. So, we're looking at it completely the wrong way. Like hospitals could be revolutionized. Costs could become right down. And it's not like the engineers and the doctors will just not have a job and be fucked. It's like, no, instead of having one hospital, we could now have 4. We could actually get people in instead of waiting a month. You're waiting a day. This isn't a bad thing. This is a phenomenal thing. And I don't think that giving everyone $1,000 a month, crashing the economy, is the way to go about it. I think
the problem we face is human nature. People are frightened.
Yeah, of course they are.
We always focus on the negatives because that's our nature, whether we like it or not. That's what we do. And when people say automate, people were terrified about the automation of car factories. People are terrified about the automation in every aspect of life. They're now talking about, advanced AI that could replace solicitors and accountants and things of that nature, which I think you'd have to be insane to have a computerized accountant. But that's my fear of it, you see. I like having someone I can talk to. But a couple of generations down the line, they won't give a shit about that because everything will just be taken care of. It'll just be taken care of. It'll just be a part of life. It'll just happen. It'll be smooth. As we get more and more connected to a corporate-owned internet. That's how we go.